Hey Card Pack, this is Justin Holiday of the Indiana Pacers. Welcome to the Sports Card Consultant Show. First of all, you better get my rookie card. It's gonna blow up. Second, thanks for supporting the show and being awesome. Enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, Card Pack? Excuse me. Today we're going to go over the top 10 basketball players that have gone up the most over the past week. So this is different than the top cards. This is the top players. So what we'll do is we'll look at several cards over 10 players. Several cards for each player, that is. And there's some interesting stuff in there. I'll kind of give you my 2 cents when we dive into it. You'll want to stick around for it. I want to remind you I'm doing the NFL Prizm Cello Pack giveaway. I'm going to be drawing the winner on March 8th. I'll be doing it live on the channel. All you need to do to enter is go to the podcast and leave a review. There'll be a link in the description. Click it. It'll take you over the podcast, and you can just leave a review, and you will be entered for the contest. Like I said, I will draw the winner live on March 8th on the channel. I want to remind you, too, I have the Sports Card Society, where almost every day I send you an exclusive sports card investment opportunity, a video, about 5 minutes long, shows the card, shows why I like the card, all the research I found behind it. And so, for instance, I recommended this Michael Jordan here back in January. We were getting it for around $25-$30. It ended up getting to a high of about $140 in February. This chipper, we were getting it for around $75 in January, going for about $140 here on February 26th. $170 on February 26th also. Getting this Kobe back here in January for about $160. Went for $502 here, $499 best offer, $624 best offer accepted on March 2nd. We were getting this LeBron here for $150 back in January. Here in February, it sold for $630. So a lot of good stuff there. Plus, you get access to the private Discord group, which is worth its weight in gold because there's some very good investors in there and a lot of smart conversations going on. And there's help and guidance and sharing of ideas and what people are finding. It's an excellent group to be part of. So the Sports Card Society is only $12.99 a month or $129.99 a year. It is an excellent resource. If you're serious about sports card investing, you'll be very happy to be in the society. Also, if you want to learn how I'm able to find cards like this on a regular basis, I created a course called the Delta Factor because I get asked by people all the time. I still do. Every day, like, hey, how do you find this card? How do you do this? Is this a good card? Is that a good card? Should I buy this or this? I'm like, well, I decided I was going to create a course, and I created the Delta Factor. When I first got back into sports card investing, I didn't know what the hell to do. I was just like buying what everyone else is buying. But over time, I developed my skill in really being able to interpret data so that I could find undervalued cards that have a high probability of going up. And there's more that goes into it than that, but this Delta Factor, it's about 7-8 videos, about 3-4 hours of content. It really dives in deep to how I'm able to find cards like this, cards like this, cards like this on a regular basis. All right, let's dive into the content. Be sure you follow the channel. The link for the Sports Card Society and the link for the Delta Factor, both of those will be in the description. But make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell because timing's everything, and smash that like button, homie and home gals. Awesome. Let's go to the list here. At the top is Darius Garland. I'm in the Market Movers tool here. That's how I'm going to be pulling all this in. What I did is I went to price movements by player. Selected basketball, PSA 10 over the last 7 days. Number 1 on the list is Darius Garland. He's got 2 cards in here. It's his Prizm and his Prizm Silver. Looks like the Silver's gone up 110% on the week. Interesting. With 9 sales. Let's chart it. That one's interesting. I like Darius Garland. I think he's got a solid career ahead of him. I mean, he's on the Cavs. Okay, silver. Pop count of only 610. Started the week at 285. And then had this sale at the end. It had a sale of 320 on the 28th. And then on the 3rd, the next sale, it popped up to 600. That's suspicious to me. That is suspicious. I don't know what would have garnered Garland's cards jumping up that high in that moment. So, buy, sell, or hold. I'm not buying that. I'm not even going to go look at it. That is just too suspicious. Now the Prizm base. I'm probably going to ignore that too. PJ Washington, he put up that 40-some point game here a little bit ago. He's number 2 on the list. He's got 3 cards in the Market Movers tool. His Prizm up 75%. His Prizm Silver up 51%. His Optic Hollow up 0% because it only had 1 sale on the week. Now, PJ Washington. That's interesting. Do I really want to buy any PJ Washington? I don't think I do. I mean, it's pretty cheap. Goodness, $64 for his PSA 10. $148 for his PSA 10. I mean, he had that 40-point game, but other than that, man, I mean, he doesn't get more than like 15 points ever. I don't know what happened that game. I'm not even going to go look at those. No, Tracy Mcgrady is number 3 on the list. Now, this I'm more interested in because this guy's a legend. This guy is a legend. We're looking at his 97 Topps, his 97 Topps Chrome. Let me get some coffee there. Yum, yum. His Topps is up 100% on the week. His Topps Chrome is up 9.9%. The Topps having 5 sales, the Chrome having 3 sales. Let's pull up the Topps. See what the pop count is on that and all that. Let's chart it. Come on, baby. Pop count of only 140. Tracy Mcgrady was a great player. $300 to start the week, then got up to $550, then $600. This doesn't feel as suspicious to me as that Garland one did. That's interesting. So it had gotten up to $450 on the 17th of February. Then it went down to $247 10 days later. Now it's going back up. Interesting. Let's go to eBay. By the way, this market movers tool, most important thing I use in sports card investing. I say it all the time. I'm not going to stop saying it because it's going to help you do your sports card investing, no doubt about it. I'll leave a link for the market movers tool in the description. Use code SOCIETY for 20% off your first month of your first year. Like, for real. Like, if you're at all serious about sports card investing, like, just get it. Like, stop making things so much harder for yourself. I mean it. And I'm not going to stop saying it. I'm going to say it every single video because if you don't have it and you are actually serious about sports card investing, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And I don't want you to keep shooting yourself in the damn foot. All right, Tracy, what do we got going on here? 6 results. What was that latest sale? $600. $625, $699, $749, $625. So they're in line. It doesn't look like there's any auctions. Oh, there's one auction, I guess. Just a brand new listing, almost 6 days left on it. Would I buy this one? Let's pull this card back 60 days. See what we got here. This is when vintage really started going. All right. 449 went down. Why did it make this big jump all of a sudden? I don't know. I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna go look at the Chrome. Let's look at the Chrome. Up 9.9% on the week. More, I don't want to say suspicious, just more interpretable, if I said that right. So this Tracy Mcgrady here, his Chrome has a pop count of 818. His Chrome has a pop count that much more than his regular Topps? That's surprising. 710 to start the week, 780 to end the week. Wow, really? Let's pull it up on eBay. 11 results. And, okay, I can see the greening going on here. You got to look out for this greening. Literally, you can see how it's turning green. Chrome in this era 96, 97, 98. It's probably other years too, I don't know. They just, see how that was kind of fading? This one looks really good and clean. Like, if you're going to buy one, this is the one to get. One like that. Latest sale was $780. Wait, what prices am I looking at here? Auctions, $1,100 at best offer. No, $1,450, $75, $1,650. Wow, these prices are just nowhere in line. I'd probably have to get in an auction to want to get one of these. Boy, that Topps Mcgrady is on. Huh. It only has a pop count of, what was it? 140? Let's look quick. 140. Well, that makes this a lot more interesting to me. God, that's just such a jump, though. I can't buy something when it just jumps up that big. Matisse Tybel, not that interested. 2019 Prizm Silver and up 45%, and the regular Prizm up 38%. 2 sales of the silver, 7 sales of the base. I'm just not that interested in Matisse Tybel. I'm not even going to look at his chart. Next on the list, Dejante Murray. Not that interested in him either. He's got 3 cards on here. His Prizm up 37% on the week, 5 sales on the week. His Optic Hollow, these are all 2016, 0%, 1 sale on the week. Prizm Silver, 0%, 1 sale on the week. I'm just not interested in Dejante Murray. De'Aaron Fox, a little more interesting. Let's take a look. He's got 7 cards in here. Optic Red Yellow, Prizm Silver, Prizm Base, Optic Base. The Optic Red Yellow up 95% on the week. Silver up 20%. Base, Prizm Base up 10%. Optic up 3%. Select Concourse up 2%. Optic Shock up 0%. Let's see. The red and yellow and the Prizm Base had the most sales. Let's go take a look. Why? Oh, it's Optic Red Yellow. I was thinking it was Prizm. That also confused me because I'm like, Prizm Red Yellow, which doesn't exist. Or does it? So many damn parallels. I'm just thinking, which one should we look at? Let's look at this Optic Red Yellow. It seems to be catching my attention. Yeah, it had a big jump. I don't like it. I don't like a big jump like that. It's too big. De'Aaron Fox. No, I'm going to pass. So all these are sells or holds for me so far. McGrady, Devontae Graham, a little more interesting. He's got 5 cards in here. His Prizm. These are all 2018, up 46%. His Prizm Silver up 1%. Everything else up 0, which would be his Optic, his Donruss, and his Prizm Green. Yeah, I don't even want to look at these either. This list is actually pretty boring this week so far. Kevin Porter Jr., I don't want to look at him either. I don't know why his cards have been going up, and I'm just not interested. Mitchell Robinson, that ends the list. Oh, Lonzo Ball ends the list. Boy, I'm not interested in any of that. Let's go another page. Let's find someone that stands out a little more. Zion. Now, Zion stands out a little more. Let's look at Zion's 27 cards. His Optic Base went up the most this week. That is very relevant. 32 sales to 271. Let's chart that one. That's interesting. His Optic, I got to see what this chart looks like. Okay. Started the week at 272, went down to a low of 237 on the 27th, went up to a high of 337 on the 2nd of March, and then the latest sale yesterday was 279. So 337 to 279. Pop count of only 5,078. Of course, got the famous rated rookie logo. Pop count's not super low, but it's still about a third of what the Prizm is. Let's pull this up on eBay. That's interesting. So I think Zion cards are about to start going up. Actually, by the looks of it, they are starting to go up. I've been noticing that. What was the latest sale? 279. Let's pull this thing back 90 days. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah. So the high was, of course, when the season started. It got up to 360. And you see it's went all the way down to 192 there in early February. But it's just been going up since. Looks like it's getting a little flat, but now it's starting to go up. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. That's really, really interesting. 289 when we're looking at eBay. Let's see if we can do this. So 279, 289. So these prices seem all right. I think I'm going to leave a link in the description for this one. I mean, looking at this chart with a lot of season to go, plus I believe the Pelicans can still make it into at least the play-in. Let's pull this open. Wait, where are we here? Go to the what happened? Why? Let me go back quick. Standings. Goodness. Okay, this is the page I was looking for. All right, where my Western Conference. Pelicans. They're at 11, so they could be in the play-in because 7 through 10 are going to be playing in for the 7-8 spot. And so the Pelicans are certainly in the running for that. That's what I thought. So I see his cards going up until the playoffs. So this is something what I would do is I would buy this and I would sell it around the beginning of the playoffs or around the beginning of the play-ins. But I would pay attention to what the Pelicans are doing and if they're going to be able to get into that play-in. If I'm sure they're going to get into the play-in, I'm going to sell right at the beginning of the play-in. And if I'm not sure, I'm going to have to pull the ripcord, pull the parachute cord a little earlier. You know what I mean? Because you need the hype to keep running these cards up. Yeah. I'll leave a link in the description for this one because I like that. I like that one. The Donruss, probably the same principle. Maybe Zion overall is just a buy right now. Let's go chart the Donruss. Pop count of 2384. Started the week at 161. Had a high of 197. And then latest sale of 187. Let's pull this back 60 days. Kind of the same thing we're seeing here. It hit a high on the beginning. No, I need to pull this back even further. I need to pull back 90 days to be able to get a real good look at this chart. Okay, yep, right at the beginning of the season, this one hit a high of 196. And then the latest, let's see, it's almost back up to that high already. 187. Let's pull this up on, you can just see how it's been going up since about the beginning of February. 199 our best offer, 22 watchers on it, so people are definitely interested. Make an offer on that at 180 or less. Let's go lowest. Buy it now. Let's see if we can find them 180. Okay, 185 OBO, so you can probably get it for less than 180, 190 OBO. Or best offer is what OBO is. Interesting. I'm going to leave a link in that one too. I think Zion might be a buy right now. I mean, I've been looking at him and I've been actually buying a few, but I haven't necessarily looked at all of his cards. And as I look at them, they're all pretty much going up. You see Prizm's all the way down here, by the way. Prizm's up 6%. Prizm's not at the top of this list. No way. But Optic is. Why is that? My guess is pop counts. If you don't know what pop count is, that's a population report. So this card, for instance, the Zion 2019 Optic in the grade PSA 10, the pop count is whatever it was. What was it, 5,000 something? So that's how many of those exist. Whereas the Prizm is around like 15, 16,000. And Prizm's got a lot of demand. People want the Prizm, but there's a supply-demand ratio. And if you got 3 times the supply, is the demand really 3+ times higher than it is for the Optic? I don't know. I don't know about that. Donruss's pop count was a lot lower, and that's a nice cheap one to get in on. That's only about $180 by the way we looked at it. I don't want to keep diving in on Zion here, but this is really interesting. What's funny is I actually thought about, instead of the video that I'm doing today, the looking at the top 10 players going up, which turned into the top 20 players, I actually was going to do a deep dive on Zion Williamson rookie cards, is what I was going to do, and then I decided to do this instead. And here we are kind of doing a deep dive on Zion Williamson, just by kind of happenstance, because that first page was just so uninteresting to me. Where the second page was more interesting. It had all the Zion on it, and he made the list in the top, 15 or so going up. This is a card I really like. This is one that I really, really like. The Donruss Net Marvels. I have a lot of Zion and Ja in this card. See, pop count of only 52. I don't have any 10s. But I do have other grades. 10s are hard to find. Pop count only 52. They're very spendy. Looks like one went for, that's actually a good deal, on the 28th. 986, but this one's so, let's see if there's any even up on eBay. 2,000 OBO. Yeah, 2,200. See, that seems more about right to me. The centering is just really hard on these, is what I've realized. The centering is like all these cards with excellent corners, excellent edges, excellent surface, but their centering is off. Like that, I see that as being, it's just extremely common on these cards, extremely common. So, what would be a PSA 10 is typically a PSA 8, just because the centering is so off. Corners, edges, and surface are all money, but the centering sucks. But I really like these cards. That Net Marble. Hard to find, though. Real hard to find. Which is another reason I really like it. because like it's cool. It's got the comic book look to it. Did I actually pull it up for you to look closer at? Let me pull it up. I mean, I pulled up the chart, but let me pull up the picture. It's just cool. This kind of comic book thing. Pretty rad. Pretty rad. I think that's going to do it for the video. So I think my biggest takeaway is that Zion seems to be going up. And like, not just like a fad going up real quick. Looks like he's been going up for about a month. So I can kind of solidly say, all right, Zion's showing a really good trend. And the season, it's all-star right now, so it's midpoint of the season. I expect these cards to continue going up till at least another month and a half. And I think there's plenty of profit to be made if all you do is flip it in a month and a half. Again, some of what you saw here was something that I talk about in the Delta Factor, looking for certain trends in the patterns, And for instance, when I pulled this up, you can see this trend. Let me pull it up here real quick, pull it back 90 days. Because, again, link for the Delta Factor is in the description. Here, you see the high was 360 back here on the day after Christmas. And then it started going down. All right. And then about till early mid-February, it looks like it hit its bottom, about $200. And then it started ticking back up. And it's been ticking back up for a good month, well, maybe 3 weeks now. So that to me is a signal that says, hey, look closer at this. And then you saw what I did is I thought, okay, well, this card's going up. What else can cause it to keep going up? Well, as hype builds for the playoffs, that is going to be the main driver. And we're halfway through the season, and the Pelicans are in contention to at least be in a play-in spot. And so then I come up with my exit strategy. I'm like, all right, if I'm going to buy this, I'm going to plan on flipping it before the playoffs or before the play-ins. At what point, I'll have to keep an eye on what the Pelicans do. If the Pelicans move their way into, the 9-8 spot, I'm going to feel real good that they're going to be in the play-in. But if they're sitting here around 11, 10, maybe even 12, I'm probably going to cash out earlier than later. You know what I mean? Probably at least a couple weeks where there's still like possibility they can get in the play-in, because once mathematically they're eliminated from even being able to play in, cards are going to go down. Zion cards are going to go down. But as long as they're still in mathematical possibility, those cards are going to keep going up. Right now, they're definitely a mathematical possibility, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. I think at least for the next month and a half, his cards will continue to go up. That's my guess. I can't guarantee a damn thing. He could tear his ACL tomorrow. Hope that doesn't happen. Knock on some wood. But that's my thought. And I dive deeper into the Delta Factor. Again, link for that's in the description. I think I'm going to wrap the video up there. I'll put the link in the description for these two Zions that we found that seem to be pretty good buys. You'll get these nice refined searches up here. I'll put a link in the description for the Market Movers tool. Use code SOCIETY for 20% off your first month of your first year. Most important thing I use in sports card investing, no doubt about it. I'll leave a link in the description for the Delta Factor, and I'll leave a link in the description to join the Sports Card Society. That's all I got for you. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and of course, like the video. You're so awesome, Card Pack. Stay classy.